Hey friends. So I decided to hop in today because yesterday was a really big day at our house. If you saw my post, hi. So our son, he saved up for a long time and 6 months to get this huge Lego set for his birthday. And his birthday's on Thursday, and he wanted it to be built before we have a little bit of interruptions going on. It's all good. A little bit. He wanted it built for his birthday. We're having a virtual birthday party, so he wants to display this huge Lego set behind him on the party and show all his friends and all that. So it was a really big day, and your response was so amazing. Everyone was just so thrilled about it. I had questions like, what did he do? How did he do it? So I decided to share with you the 4 things that to us are important to teach our kids about money. 4 things that we do. His allowance is not big. Our kids get $3 a week. And we usually give them a little bit extra incentive, about $20 to $25 if they reach their goal, but I'll get to that. So let's do the 4 things that to us are really important in teaching our kids about money. And the biggest reason that we decided to do this and to be intentional about money is that we were not taught about money at a very young age. Our families talked completely differently about money. In my case, it was just something that my dad did, and he took care of it, and it was taken care of. He always said, don't worry about it, we're fine, everything's okay. But it was, I received very good principles, but we were not involved in that. And we wanted, and there's no right or wrong here, we wanted to have our kids be more involved in these things and in making decisions, and so that they could learn a few things earlier on. So I always have a cheat sheet. That's why I'm looking out. So the number 1 is we firmly believe in giving our kids an allowance. Now, right now, as I speak to you, my oldest is 7 and our girl is 5. So their allowance is just for extra expensive. So it's just extra stuff that they want. Right now it's toys and the odd chocolate bar or something. But it's basically toys, dollar stuff, things, and these little knickknacks. So they are responsible for these things with their allowance. We give them gifts at Christmas, and on their birthday they can choose if they want a gift or if they want a party. To date, they have always chosen the party, but we either give them a big gift or they get a party. Hi. So we decided on an allowance because an allowance teaches many things. Money management, how much do you have versus how much you can spend. So there are lots of good lessons that come from an allowance. And for us, we wanted these 2 things. They are responsible for their extras. Mommy doesn't have to buy toys every week. If they want a toy every week, they can have one, dollar store toys or $1.25. But if they want something bigger, those $3 won't fit whatever it is they want to buy. It teaches them that money goes away a lot faster than it comes in. So there are lots of important things. Now, for us, the most important thing we wanted to teach them with an allowance is that for us, the foundation of finances are you give, you save, you live on the rest. And that looks differently for many different people, but we want our kids to learn that early on. We want that to just be part of their mentality. So for every $3 they make every week, they have to give $25. We've given in different places, either a church or to a specific organization they want to support. There's different ways of doing that. But they have to give 25 cents a week, and they have to save 25 cents a week, and then they have the rest to do whatever it is that they want to do. So setting up with an allowance. Now, the second thing is that for us, allowance is not payment. Specifically, it is not a payment for chores, it is not a payment for grades, and it is not a payment for reading. Now, if this works for you, if you think this works for your family, that's fine. Everything that I have read, everything that I have studied, I have come to learn that there are certain things that we need an internal drive to complete and to be motivated and to have the discipline in certain things. And money is not a great motivator. It is a temporary and it is a short motivator. It might get your kids to do a few things a few times, but if there is not an internal drive to do certain things, they will not continue doing this. So now, namely chores, and we've had this conversation many times, our kids are expected to help with chores at home. I have my chores, a list of things that I have to complete. All you mamas know how many things that we have to do at home. My husband, he has a list of things that he has to do. He has his chores. Our kids are expected to do certain things, and they have been expected to do certain things since they were very young. So starting at about 6 months old, they were expected to pick up their toys. Now, this changes. A 6-month-old can barely pick up their own toys, but we did it with them, and they started learning that. And as they grow, certain responsibilities increase. So, this chores isn't something that I get paid for. I wish I got paid for chores, but I don't know a single mom who gets paid to do chores in her own house. There are no dads getting paid for chores. Today was trash day. Nobody paid Lucas to take all that trash outside. So our kids also do not get paid for chores. That is a family contribution. It's something you do for the good of your community, for the good of your tribe, and that translates into society. There are certain things that you do because it's important for the greater good, because it's important for other people and for your community. It's not just for yourself. So we do not pay for chores, ever. Also, we don't believe in paying for grades because, again, money is not a great motivator. Any business guru will tell you that while payment is a temporary motivator, it will make people more excited about their job when they get a raise, but that raise isn't going to keep you excited and keep you wanting to perform well in that job forever. It's just a temporary jolt of excitement and joy. So we want all the motivation for grades. They have to be internal because they want to do better, because they want to do well, because they want to do their best, not because they're going to get money. And same thing with reading. Now, we've had lots of things that we do with reading, but not money. So we've had extra, let me close this window. We've had extra screen time for reading. We've had sometimes maybe a treat for reading. There are certain things, but never, ever, ever money. You do not get paid to read because, by golly, you're going to like to read on your own. So these things are, so what did I say? Chores, grades, and reading, they don't get paid for that. So number 3, and this is a really big one for us, is that we involve our kids in all conversations about money where it is applicable to them. What that means is they do not have access to our spreadsheets or a bank account. They don't know how much we make. They don't know how much money we have. That's not it, especially because they're 5 and 7. What we talk about our kids, what we talk with our kids about money, is we involve them in making choices where they will have a power of decision. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. So example number 1 is summers. So every summer, my husband and I, we have a budget for the summer. A budget for going on a trip, a budget for beaches, pools, parks. Around here we have African Lion Safari, Canada's Wonderland, zoos, all these things. We need to budget for them. So we know our biggest number that we can spend. So we have that number. What we do with our kids is that we give them a visual. So either like a stack of coins or some candy or some beans, whatever. And they have pictures of all the things that we like to do as a family. What we do together is every late spring, we sit down and we together look at all these things and we say, okay, what do we want to do? And we assign value. So for example, a trip is going to cost us 10 beans. A trip to the pool is going to cost us 2 or 3 beans. And what happens is they have to put the beans where they want to go. And the beans never go everywhere. We never have enough beans to do all the things on that list. So they need to make decisions. Okay, what do we want to give up? Oh, but if we really want to do this, then we have to change something around. So every summer, we were all part of the decision. All of us chose together what it is that's most important to us, what we most want to do as a family, and we were all part of that decision. Another big example is for big purchases. So last year, this birthday is one example of how our son saved up this money. Another example was last year we went to visit my sister in California for Christmas. We planned this several months in advance. And what we did was we told them, okay, this is how much time you have, and you are responsible for buying extra things that you want to buy. So hey sweetie, have an interruption. Come here, I'm talking about you. Do you want to say hi? No? Okay, so let mommy finish and I'll go down. Okay, all right. So they had a certain amount of time before the trip. So what happened was we told them, this is how much, if you save your money, this is how much you could have. And hey, and then we will give you 50% of whatever you save. Both these kids traveled to California with almost $200. They get $3 a week in allowance, and they had almost $200 for Christmas. This is huge. They were able to buy so many amazing things because they were in control of this money. They saved it. They knew what it was for. Now, this does not go without conversations, okay? So, just a moment. Yes, those are people that are there. So, we have conversations almost weekly because you get your allowance. You want to spend it. I mean, these are kids. They want to buy something. Whenever I get paid, the first thing I want to do is go buy something for myself. So we have conversations. Okay, if you spend this, do you want this smaller thing or do you want the big thing you're saving up for? And this is a difficult choice to make. These are conversations we have. And so far, they've always chosen the bigger thing. Now, for instance, for California, our daughter traveled with a little more money than our son did because there were a few times when he chose that smaller thing and that's what he wanted, and that's fine. So involving them in these choices and these decisions just really teaches them a lot about money and about how to spend it. So this is the boy that saved up to get a ginormous Lego Technique. Tractor. And the last thing I would say, that's number 4, is resist the temptation to make these decisions for them. Okay? So it's their money. So as much as it's our job as parents to coach them and to help them learn, buyer's remorse is real and it's gonna happen to everybody. But also the pride of saving up for something and being able to do that is also real. And these are 2 very important lessons that the sooner they learn, the easier it is. Because the more responsible you are with the less and with the smaller amounts, the more responsible you're going to be when you have bigger amounts. And so those are the 4 things. So getting my list. So the 4 things going back: setting up for an allowance. Allowance is not payment for chores or grades or reading. And involve them in making choices that are applicable to their age, and resist the temptation to decide for them what they are going to do. The final thought is lead by example, because unless you do what you are telling them to do, this is only going to be effective so far as they don't have a choice, because then they're going to make different choices later. So lead by example. This boy, we are super proud of him. He saved his money. We are going to go down now, and I'm going to help him build the amazing tractor that he bought and saved up for 6 months. Yes. Thank you for watching. As always, if you have any questions, any comments, just send a message, and we will chat more next week. Bye. Okay.